America's finest city. You got the beautiful city, the ocean, the aircraft carriers, the sailboats, and even the helicopters. This show is designed to celebrate the fact that we live in the greatest city in the greatest country on the planet. I'm your host, Craig Sewing, and this is Lifestyles. So here we are at Costera, a great restaurant in San Diego and Point Loma, and more importantly, we're in the 52nd District as it pertains to Congress. We're going to go inside and join Denise Gitsham. She is a self-made entrepreneur success story. She decided to run for Congress. She's got through the primary, and now she's heading towards the general election. We're going to go sit down with her and see what she has to say about America's finest city. All right, so here we are with Denise Gitsham. She is running for the 52nd District of Congress. She just got through the primary. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much, Greg.
So your life changes now.
Everything changes, but all for the better, because now we have a platform that people want to listen to. We can talk about the issues that matter the most to the people of 52nd.
So help us understand what gets you through the primary part of it, right? So that's what you just basically had a nice win.
Yeah.
Right, so let's celebrate your win. So explain how that process worked.
I wish I knew. I'm almost just piecing it together myself. You know, I think I've never been focused on winning or losing a race. I've always just been focused on talking about the things that really matter to the people, to the voters. And you have no idea what's going to happen. It doesn't matter how many polls you run. You have a sense, but you never really know what's going to happen on the primary night until you're there. And even like that night, we didn't know until 3 in the morning the next day. So, you know, they're still counting votes, but we feel pretty confident. The AP called it the next morning at 11 a.m. So, you know, I think it was a combination of people who really cared about the race, their dedication, their countless hours of volunteering, hustling every moment, and then me just putting my head down and not focusing on all the noise around me, just focusing on what message I was trying to get out to the people and to listen.
Let's talk about the 52nd District. First of all, let's remind our audience what areas that covers.
It's the most beautiful district in the nation. It goes from Coronado to La Jolla, the entire coast, including Point Loma, where we are today, all of downtown, up through half of Mission Valley, and then it kind of jets out to the 15, and it includes Miramar, Mira Mesa, Convoy District, which is so important, big Asian community, up to Carmel Valley, Rancho Bernardo, and Poway.
Now, there's a difference between obviously what happens on a national political level, and then certainly here in San Diego, California. How do you bridge the gap with the things we need here to what's going on in Washington?
Well, I think what we don't realize sometimes, because we are in America's finest city, is why Washington even matters to us. Like, you know, you sit here, you look out, and the weather's usually beautiful, and you wonder how far Washington could be and whether that's relevant to your business, to your communities, to your lives. And, you know, we always know it's relevant on tax day. But other than that, we probably don't think about it much except for what we see on the presidential ticket. So, you know, I would say there's a potential to do great things in San Diego that's completely untapped. And that's because it's being squelched by a government that's too large to know its boundaries. It wants to have more say in our lives and our businesses. But in fact, I think the better route and the way to open up our full potential is to make sure that we get government out of the way, to empower us, to give the power back.
So how do you do that?
Well, there's a couple of different ways, and I talk about it a lot on the campaign trail, but really what I think the most important immediate need for us is it all goes back to liberty, really. In your business areas, this means lowering regulations that don't make sense, reducing them, taking them away. There are too many things that people don't understand in Washington about what we need in San Diego. So regulatory reform is important. The second thing is we gotta lower taxes. It's so high cost to do business in California. I can't do anything about Sacramento. But what I can do is make sure that Washington doesn't make it more difficult for you to do business and justify staying in California.
Well, when you look state to state, and I think we've talked about this before when we've had you on our other show, it seems like the state of California, we're losing jobs to places like Texas and South Dakota and Nevada because of the whole tax thing. But you got to have taxes to pay for infrastructure, right? I'm a consumer advocate. We got to protect consumers, so you got to have some sort of regulation, but you don't want to over-regulate. So between taxes and regulation and freeing up businesses, how do you keep people at ease that you're not going to have a runaway Wall Street like you did in 2008, and we still can raise money to be able to pay for the infrastructure? Because that seems like the tough balance that you have to be able to present to your constituents.
Right, you can't be 100% pro, business interests to the exclusion of, for example, the environment or safety. And at the same time, you can't be so focused on certain things that the cost-benefit analysis weighs against doing business in California, and specifically San Diego. So that's, I think, what we're so used to in Washington, and what I hope to change when I get there, is this extreme partisanship where it's this zero-sum game. Every negotiation seems like I have to win at your and you have to lose, right? That's not how anyone does business in the real world. As a small business owner, I can tell you we never approach any engagement with a client. It's not me win versus you lose. Right. It's how do we win together? And I think that spirit of bipartisanship is what's lacking, which is why you're seeing people get so upset about, taking strong positions, one side or the other. It's a false dichotomy to say we can't have a strong business environment and also a beautiful, clean ocean, and our environment can't be great as well, our natural environment. So it's a great question, but it's one that I think that when we get the right people in the room, we'll be asked less and less, because we'll see less of that extreme sort of positional leadership as opposed to principled leadership.
So if you win first day in office, where do you start? What do you do? What's day one?
As one of 435 members, and the newest one, what I'll probably do is walk in that office and say, how did I ever get here, to be honest? Because when I think about the enormity of what the legislative branch does, it's not just the most powerful legislative branch in America. We're talking about the most powerful legislative branch in the world. And who in the world is qualified to represent the incredible people of this district? I mean, we're all vastly, horrifically unqualified. And recognizing that is the most important step to leading, because then you listen and you think and you realize the limits of your own ability to do things without the power of the people behind you driving you. And so it's not going to be my agenda. I don't have some agenda that I'm going to Washington with. I'm here to serve the people of the 52nd, and that's what I hope to do every single day, and I'll let them drive me in the decisions that I make.
Well, that's a great way to finish off. Well, Denise Gitsham, good luck with your run.
Thank you
up
so
to November.
much.
So you can visit Denise online if you want to learn more. Good luck with your campaign.
I appreciate it.
Certainly got your work ahead of you, but I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
All right, back to the show. So that was the iconic Costera restaurant with Denise Gitsham, who's running for the 52nd District of Congress. Hope you enjoyed the interview. Now let's get back to more lifestyles and luxury.
We're here today at the Scripps Seaside Forum in beautiful La Jolla. This location has won numerous awards for its architecture, but the real scene stealer here are the panoramic views of the Pacific Ocean and the beautiful San Diego coastline. We're going to be speaking with premier real estate agent Arlo Nugent about what's trending in the San Diego marketplace, what the La Jolla lifestyle has to offer, and how his background sets him apart from the rest. We're also going to get a glimpse into one of his fabulous luxury listings. Let's not wait any longer. Let's go hear what Arlo has to say now. I am joined by real estate expert and the man that San Diego Magazine calls the best 5-star real estate agent in town, Mr. Arlo Nugent.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
I mean, we're getting a little upstaged by the Pacific Ocean, but we'll do our best.
Sure,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
So I introduced you as the man that was voted San Diego Magazine's 5-star real estate agent. What does that mean? What does it mean to be a 5-star real estate agent?
It's very humbling. It means that my clients took time out of their day to fill out a survey, send it into San Diego Magazine, and let people know what kind of a job I did for them.
That's incredible, because people nowadays are so busy.
Right.
Yeah, and you have 5-star ratings, I have to say, all over the internet. Every time I looked you up,
yeah.
5-star, 5-star.
Yeah.
Well-deserved title.
Thank you so much.
So as an expert in the marketplace in San Diego, in the luxury market specifically, tell us what's going on in San Diego, what's trending?
So we're seeing very, very high demand, and we're still seeing low supply, which is really pushing prices up, even in the high-end luxury market. People know that this is the place to be. There's a lot to like about San Diego, especially La Jolla. Properties are going on the market, seeing a lot of activity, and they're going usually at asking price or more.
We know that there's low inventory, but there must be enough inventory for buying and selling to happen, because there's a lot of activity right now.
There is, but it's still very off-center, if that makes sense. And that's what continues pushing those prices up. Now, the interesting thing is, as neighbors are seeing what other homes are selling for, they start thinking, I didn't really plan on moving, and quite frankly, I don't know where I'm going, But if my neighbor just got that for his house,
Maybe
that
I
means
could
my
get
house
that.
must be worth even more.
Right.
So it's interesting because now we're starting to see more inventory, but it still hasn't caught up with demand.
What about the coastal areas? I know the coast is such a desirable community to live in, all the way from Coronado up, even through Oceanside at this point.
Absolutely.
Tell us about how that's affecting the coastal properties.
The same thing, because there's consumer confidence and people are hearing in the news. What they hear in the news is more on a macro level, and that's just what a strong market we have right now. So on a micro level, when people hear that, even on the high end, they're still thinking strong market, consumer confidence, high prices.
This is a lifestyle and luxury show. We're here in La Jolla, the pinnacle of a beautiful lifestyle and fabulous luxury. What does it mean to live in La Jolla?
To live in La Jolla, you can get on a bicycle, you can go right down to the beach, hang out, and then you can ride up to the village. You can go to places like Eddie V's, George's, just amazing, just panoramic views all the way up and down the coast. We've got a new restaurant that just opened, Duke's. It's the first one on mainland. The other one is in Hawaii. It's basically a permanent vacation, is the way I tell people.
So I know that La Jolla has a lot of different areas, little subsections, if you will. There's the village down by Prospect and the Cove, then there's where we are, the shores, there's Mount Soledad. Does real estate differentiate between any of these little subsections?
It does. You have, like, for example, the shores, you have people willing to pay a premium to be able to walk to the beach versus other areas like Mount Soledad where they're looking more for views and a little bit more privacy.
Let's get into you and your background.
Sure.
I know that you studied business before you became a real estate agent, and I also know that in the beginning of your real estate career, you worked alongside 2 real estate attorneys for 4 years, is that right?
Correct.
How has that shaped you as the agent that you are today?
So it was a really interesting time when I got into real estate. The market had just tanked. I did study international business in England. I was living in Korea at the time, and I owned a business there. And I said to myself, after several years, this is not what I'm passionate about. This is not what I want to do. So I literally sold the business, one-way ticket, moved to San Diego to pursue a dream job in real estate in a dream city. And I got my real estate license 2 months after the market tanked.
Wow.
So a lot of people said to me,
What are you
What are
doing?
you thinking? These are people, this is an area that you're not familiar with. This is a career you know nothing about. People who've been doing this for many years are giving up. So at that time, I looked at sales and I said, well, there aren't less homes being sold. They're just different types of sales. Those were distressed properties, foreclosures. So I thought to myself, exactly, in short sales, I should align myself with the attorneys who are in the trenches working with the asset managers to facilitate these transactions. So that's when I approached 2 real estate attorneys, got my broker's license, became a broker with those 2 attorneys, and worked there for 4 years before stepping out on my own, opening my own brokerage.
And do you still access the knowledge that you gained then, now?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So between working with 2 real estate attorneys and working in a down market, I knew every word of every contract, crossed every T, dotted every I, because in a down market, people ask questions. So it's really important that when somebody trusts you to facilitate this transaction, the biggest financial commitment in many of these people's lives, you have to know what you're doing. So I'm very, very strict on everything I do, no gray area, everything's very black and white.
Well, it's clearly no mistake that you're an expert in your field in the luxury market. I know that you have a listing that you're going to share with us today. Tell us about that.
I have a beautiful listing, literally walking distance from here, just south on the beach. We could literally go down to the sand and walk right up to it. That property is 8389 El Paseo Grande. It's a 4-bedroom, single level with an optional fifth. We've had it for the past 12 months on VRBO, Vacation Rental by Owner. We've grossed over $200,000, and that's only 45% occupied. So in the last 12 months that we've had this as a vacation rental, we've been pursuing the coastal development permit and the site development permit to get it fully approved to build a 2-story, 5,150 square foot home.
Wow.
We have that fully approved.
That's an incredible
very
opportunity.
exciting.
Absolutely. Well, let's not wait. Let's go check it out.
Let's go.
All right.
Ocean views abound from this well-appointed, yet casual beach house just steps from the sand. Welcome to 8389 El Paseo Grande, a single-story, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 2,900 square foot home, situated on a nearly 9,000 square foot corner lot. First, I'll take you on a tour of the home as it stands today. But be sure to stay tuned as I unveil the architectural renderings of the two-story, 5,000 plus square foot home that we have coastal and site development permits for. The expansive kitchen was fully remodeled in 2012 with no detail overlooked. From the Wolf Range oven to the island with a capacity to seat 7, this kitchen is ideal for entertaining. This beach home boasts dual master suites, one privileged with panoramic, unobstructable ocean views, and the other with French door access and views of the serene spa. Vaulted ceilings and large ocean-facing windows couple perfectly to create an inviting yet relaxing atmosphere to share with guests or to simply come home to. Other features include a walk-in closet, rainhead shower, and separate jetted tub, a wide two-car garage, and a detached optional bedroom that can be used as an art studio. This is an impressive home with a rare opportunity to expand. We have architectural renderings and permits approved to build a 5,150 square foot two-story house with a private rooftop deck, media room, three-car garage, and an interior open-air courtyard with a fireplace. Unbeatable location, rare expansion opportunity, and a lifestyle most only dream of. 8389 El Paseo Grande has it all.
You just heard from real estate all-star Arlo Nugent about what's trending in the San Diego marketplace, what it means to have a luxurious lifestyle here in the community of La Jolla, and what sets him apart from the rest. We hope you learned something, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, we're coming to you from the Steel Canyon Golf Club in Jamul. Steel Canyon Golf Club is one of Southern California's finest golf clubs, featuring a 27-hole championship golf course, celebrated as one of California's most exciting golf courses and located just 20 minutes from downtown San Diego. Steel Canyon is a treasured gem in East County. Today we're meeting Rip Fritzer, whose team is in the top 1% annually at this gorgeous location, to talk about why he loves East County, what the social scene is out of this marketplace, and to take a peek at one of his listings. So let's go talk to Rip now. Rip, thanks so much for being here with us.
No problem. It's a pleasure.
So, Rip, I mentioned that you're in the top 1% annually, consecutive years. Why do you love East County so much? Because clearly you're really good at selling real estate here.
Well, I've lived here my whole life, and there's wide open spaces out here. It's just, you don't have the compression that you have in other places of the county, and I think it allows you to kind of open up your scope and do what you do best. And quite frankly, these counties got great people. I mean, we have a lot of hard workers, and I mean it's some of the best general contractors I know are here in East County. And I'll mention Ron Signey with Signey Construction, Paraquality Construction. These two guys are amazing, and Ron works probably 16 hours a day, and that's just sort of the work ethic that East County brings.
You mentioned that there's not the compression, there's not the congestion here, but you're not that far away from downtown.
That's what makes it beautiful. Yeah, you're 20 minutes to 25 minutes from the coastline. You can go to Coronado. My best friend lives in Coronado. And to me, that's always been a benefit of living in East County, because we can get away from the compression and congestion, but you can come back out here and you can breathe a little.
Tell us about the real estate market in this area.
Well, right now, we've got an interesting market in that if you go back to 2005, 2006, and you look at the price per square foot at that time when the market was peaking, everything across the board in the East County was anywhere from $350 to $450 a square foot. Right now, the lower price range is at that price per square foot. I just sold a home in La Mesa on Clearview for $500 a square foot, which is amazing to me. It's a 900 square foot home. Now, they bought a home that was about $220 a square foot. So there's a great business model right now to sell low and buy high. So that's kind of where the market is. The price per square foot in the bigger homes are anywhere from $230 to $330 a square foot.
How does that compare with the rest of San Diego County?
Well, the market's a little different when you take the whole county. I do know right now that our inventory, as everybody knows, is a little low. We have approximately 6,000 listings in the county. We're about probably 19% down from units sold going back a year ago. But the interesting thing is newer product, flip homes are still keeping pace with last year's market, and tells me one thing: why don't we make it easier for our builders to build homes?
Rip, I know that you brought along a very special guest today. Tell us about your guest.
Well, Colin Rodchenko is the general manager of Steel Canyon Golf Club, excuse me. But I will say this, as far as the social scene, a lot of us here in East County love to play golf, and it's a great opportunity to get business contacts and really take the wall down in between some of the personalities and find out where our strengths are in this business community here in East County. But I will say this: I've been in San Diego for 57 years and played a lot of golf courses. Steel Canyon is second to none. And I would like to introduce Colin, let him say what he wants to about the course.
Well, thanks, Rip. Thanks for being here. And Jen, thanks for joining us today. Of course, we got another beautiful day at Steel Canyon, and Rip has summed it up very, very precisely. This is, without a doubt, this is my 16th year here. This is one of the best golf courses in all of San Diego County, and certainly in East County of San Diego. This is a 27-hole facility designed by Gary Player, opened in 1991. And the nice thing about this golf course, as you know, Rip, is just the diversity of all the holes. We've got the Canyon 9, the Ranch 9, and the Vineyard 9 that make up the 27 holes. Really an interesting experience for any golfer that comes out here to play Steel Canyon.
And great business opportunities.
The business opportunities, Jen, are unbelievable. And this is a facility that we do over 7,000 tournament rounds a year here. So those tournament rounds include those kind of people that Rip was talking about, like there's a Contractors Association tournament out here every year. We host the East County Chamber out here for breakfast.
East County Posse.
East County Posse just had their tournament here recently. That's a fundraising, a tremendous charity group that raises funds for East County charities. So yes, we relish that business opportunity and those relationships with all of those groups, with realtors as well, especially because of Steel Canyon Estates and the beautiful homes we have here in the facility.
Well, it seems like there's some invaluable marketing and networking that can happen here. And it's also an incredible wedding venue as well, I saw.
Unbelievable wedding venue. This wedding venue that's in the background here, we've completed about 6 years ago. It's more than doubled our wedding events for the year, because potential brides come out and tour the facility, and they basically sign on the dotted line that day because of the view and the setting here at Steel Canyon.
Yeah, well, I don't doubt it. So Rip, besides the Steel Canyon Golf Club, what are some other landmarks in East County that you love?
Well, briefly, I think one that stands out to a lot of people, I remember I was fortunate enough back in, whenever Junior Seau first made his presence to the NFL, we actually found him a house. We were looking in Del Mar, La Jolla, where he wanted to live, but then his agent, Steve Feldman at the time, said, how about Mount Helix? So, interestingly enough, that is an area where a lot of people around the country are aware of, is Mount Helix. And the neat thing is Colonel Edward Fletcher and William Gross partnered up back in 1908, and they started the development of 3 different communities: Mount Helix, Grossmont, and Del Mar. So Del Mar, your roots come from East County money.
There you go. Love
all I can say.
Love it.
So
that's just one of the many things.
We could go on and on. But,
yeah, the
that's
views
the
are
one
absolutely breathtaking out here as well. I don't want to let you go without first talking about the nonprofit organization that you're involved with.
Thank you. East County Posse, which Colin mentioned. We have 6 events a year where we raise funds, and what we do is it's a nonprofit organization, but we keep all the money in the East County. There's not a dollar made. I mean, if we have luncheons to talk about our strategies, obviously we pay for that. But it's nonprofit, and it's a great group of probably about 70 to 80 members, all guys that have been in East County a long time, that like the kind of people I was talking about. Hardworking, willing to give first, and take second. So we have a big event coming up November 5th. It's called East County Night Out. It's at Viejas, the casino up in Alpine. And so there's still tickets and seats available. It's an amazing event. There's dancing. There's silent auction. It's really a good event, and there's always a good theme up there. And Greg Brown does a great job with that organization called East County Posse. So,
and how can we get involved?
You know what? If you feel free to call me at 619-277-0767, and I'll route you in the right direction.
Okay, great. Rip, I've mentioned a number of times that you and your team top 1% annually, year after year. What makes you so successful?
The teammates I have. I mean, it's when you list with me, if you want to buy a house through me, you don't just get me, you get my team. And these are people I can lean on and trust. Donna Metcalf's been with me for 15 years, Joel Cloud, many years. We've got an amazing team, and we can function from land to housing to commercial. We even have a property management division. And the only reason we have that now is because so many people over the years have asked about, do you know anybody that can manage properties? But I think the biggest thing is we try to outdo each other, and we have, weekly meetings. There's synergy, and we truly do care about each other's, business. And I think that, whenever you have 9 client bases to work from, it makes it kind of nice. It kind of gives us a head start on our competition.
Absolutely. I know that you have an incredible listing that you're going to be showing us. Tell us about that.
Yeah, there's a new listing I just took. Kind of gives you an idea of what you get in East County. It's about 2,400 square feet. It's on Rancho Judith, 1864 Rancho Judith. It's on 2 acres. It's a 1-story, palatial ceilings, sort of a Spanish style. It's really a neat house, very quiet. Across the street from this home, if you look at the house that's right across the street, it's probably $1 million home. We're asking $599 to $659.
Wow.
4-bedroom, 3-bath.
Just an example of what you can get in East County.
Yes.
All right, let's check it out.
All right.
You just heard from Rip Fritzer. He is in the top 1% annually out of this marketplace. He let us in on why he loves East County so much, a nonprofit organization that is near and dear to his heart, and why his team is so successful. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
So I hope you enjoy Lifestyles, a show that celebrates America's finest city. Never forget, you can reach out to us outside the show, engage in the conversation, visit us online, and certainly follow us on social media.